up, grab the fuel nozzle, and get ready to fuel up on trends and strategies to grow your travel center business in this episode of The Truck Stops Here, brought to you by NATSO. Now, here's your host, Amy Toner.
Hello, and welcome to today's episode of The Truck Stops Here. I'm your host, Amy Toner. You are listening to Truck Stops Here, the NATSO Foundation's podcast. The NATSO Foundation is the research, education, and public outreach subsidiary of NATSO. And I have my guest, Delone Wilson with Cubby's.
Hey, Amy, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Happy to be here at NATSO.
Yes, I know. I'm lucky I snagged you on the floor here. Okay, so why don't you just tell me about Cubby's first?
Okay. Cubby's is a chain of convenience stores, grocery stores, truck stops. Maybe not to the extent of some of the truck stops that the people here have. And also, we have 4 traditional Godfather's pizza restaurants.
Okay. So. I think that charitable giving is a big part of your culture. Is that right?
It is. Yeah. It is. So, charitable giving is a big part of our culture, and we try to focus that on education.
Okay.
So for years, we've had a scholarship program for our team members and their dependents, and provide somewhere usually between 20 and 35 scholarships per year to the folks that apply. And I think, over the last 20 years, we've given about $400,000 worth of scholarships. So.
Is that the Raise Some Dough? Is that it?
No, okay. Raise Some Dough is something completely different.
Okay,
so,
tell me about that.
Okay, so Raise Some Dough is... It came about 5 or 6 years ago. We bought a store in Blair, Nebraska. And so our stores typically have Chester's Chicken and Godfather's Express Pizza.
Yep.
And when we bought that store, I knew going in we weren't going to be able to do Godfather's Express because there was a traditional Godfather's restaurant in that town.
Yep. And
so we went ahead and did our deal with Chester's and put the kitchen in and did that. And about a year and a half into it, the Godfather's traditional store closed, and they came and said, you can put an express in if you want. So we did, and we had high hopes that just a lot of that volume would carry over, but it didn't.
Okay.
And so I was looking for ways to increase the sales of that. So I came up with the idea of for every large pizza we sell, we donate $1 to the Blair Community Schools.
Okay.
And we work with a local marketing guy, Mark Ryan, and he said, well, you need to come up with a name and a program and all this stuff. And they came up with the name Raising Some Dough.
Okay.
And the interesting things with it was it helped our pizza sales, not that much. But as soon as we started doing that, our overall sales went up.
Interesting.
And so I kept taking a look at it and said, we need to roll this out to more locations. Yeah. And so now we're doing it in about 20 locations. So,
okay.
Yeah. And we give the money to the schools every quarter, and they buy anything from computer equipment to playground equipment to, one school wanted to go to their athletic department to help buy equipment, and just whatever they want to do with it. It's up to them. Yeah.
I do a lot of fundraising for my son's school, and people really notice.
I think they do. Yeah. So yeah, people appreciate it.
Yeah,
so.
They do. Okay, so one of my questions was about your Fremont location. You're demoing it and rebuilding it.
Yes.
What changes are you making?
Let me give you a little background, because when I said we have convenience stores, grocery stores, and truck stops.
Yep.
So we have one traditional grocery store in North Omaha that's a 5-lane independent grocery store. But we have 5 stores now that I call them hybrids. One serves downtown Omaha. The rest are in smaller towns.
Yep.
And it's a larger format store. I think the smallest one's about 9,000. The biggest one's about 11,000 square feet. And they have a convenience store, a grocery store with a meat department, produce department, and we do Chester's and Godfather's and all our proprietary food. We have gas and side island diesel, separate diesel canopy. But they're primarily in small towns, and they're primarily in small towns that have lost their grocery store.
Okay.
So we come in and provide that service to the community. Fremont is a store that it used to be like that, and the previous owner had made a lot of changes, and we're going to build it back to where it was before. And they never did have food in there before, so we're going to put Chester's. There's a traditional Godfather's in the town that we don't own yet. But we're going to put Hunt's Brothers Pizza and then all our proprietary food items. We've already got a excellent meat manager there, so we'll have a full meat and produce department. And a whole ball of wax. It'll be about 12,000 square feet when it's done. So
when is it opening?
Well, we haven't broken ground on it yet.
Not yet.
But they're telling me, we're not raising it and rebuilding it. We're taking it down to the studs and rebuilt, going back from there. But it's going to be about 6 months start to finish. So 8 to 9.
Okay. Maybe I can come out if you have a grand opening. That'd be fun.
That'd be great. So.
Speaking of food, Junction Burger.
Yes.
That's what you guys are known for. And you sell 10,000 every month.
We had a sales contest a couple of months ago and we sold about 20,000 that month. Wow. So we can sell more.
Yeah.
But Junction Burger is a burger with different toppings, and instead of a hamburger bun, it's wrapped in a pizza dough and baked.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's fully self-contained. It's great for truckers because it's a great one-hand meal going down the road.
For real.
And it's very filling. It's
so
very good.
Mostly over-the-road people buy it, or community too, or both?
Both. Yeah. Both. It's interesting. We'll have some over-the-road truckers will call ahead and ask, can you make about 12 and freeze them, and I want to take them home.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like my husband would be very into this food offering.
Anybody that tries it's into it. So we have a bacon cheeseburger one. We have a version of it. We have a Swiss mushroom, chicken cordon bleu. There's some breakfast varieties of it. It's really good. Okay. Really good.
When I come out for the grand opening, I'll have to check it out.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk about your loyalty program, Bear Bucks. How long have you had it?
We've had Bear Bucks for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
So.
And what type of rewards do you offer customers?
We offer, 3 cents off a gallon of gas. And we offer a point for, it's a point-based system, so it's a point for every gallon, or 2 points for every gallon of gas and 2 points for every gallon of diesel fuel. And then have all kinds of varieties of clubs. So, you buy 10 breakfast sandwiches, get one free, cup of coffee, fountain drink, car wash, all that good stuff. But we've got about 40,000 people that are members of it now, and do a lot of direct marketing to it. So it's been interesting. So it's good.
What do you wish everyone knew about Cubby's?
Just the great food and the great people. So How many employees do you have? We're up to about 650 right now. So
all right. So before I let you go, I'm going to ask you my fun questions, which I like to not tell you beforehand with this fun music. Okay, what's your on-the-road snack? Go-to on-the-road snack?
My go-to on-the-road snack, it depends on the time of day, but I'm going to gravitate towards some of the fried appetizers. I like to grab some gizzards. Hope my wife's not listening to this, but the jalapeno poppers, all that kind of stuff.
Taquitos, is that what it's called?
The taquitos, and I love the tornadoes.
Okay.
All those different flavors, but I love all that good stuff that's fried. So.
Okay, how do you take your truck stop coffee?
Black. Yeah,
Okay.
That's how every coffee. I went to Starbucks here this morning, and like a Vinny coffee, and what kind? I just want coffee.
Just coffee.
Just coffee.
Do you prefer to drive or ride?
Pardon?
Do you like to drive or do you like to be the passenger?
If I'm in the car, I'm driving.
You're driving. Okay. All right. What if you're stuck in a truck stop in a snowstorm? How do you pass the time?
Well, depends on how long I'm there, but I'm going to try all the food there for sure. I mean, take a look. So.
Do you get a lot of snowstorms out by you guys?
We got a nice snow last night. So we've had, I think, not in Omaha so much, but we've got stores in South Dakota and northeast Nebraska, and I think we've had 5 storms this winter that's been over a foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you might get stuck, although you probably don't. Okay.
We don't get stuck, but we pay a lot for snow removal.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. Okay, so we always end with our faux controversial question, which is it truck stop, travel plaza, or travel center?
I say truck stop.
Truck stop. All right. Well, thank you for listening to today's episode of the Truck Stops Here. You can find us online at natso.com/podcast. If you have any questions, reach out to me at editor@natso.com.
Thanks for having me, Amy.
Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
The Truck Stops Here was brought to you by NATSO, the association representing truck stops and travel centers. Visit natso.com for more information. The Truck Stops Here is produced by NATSO in collaboration with Human Factor. Producers are Amy Toner and Darren Schulte.